We're super excited for you to be with us this evening. I'm Tamara Colbert. I'm your host for this evening, and I'm here with Mr. Kevin Hearn to talk about something that's very important to all of us, and that is food safety. Doesn't sound very sexy, but when you go to a restaurant, you want to know that the food you're eating has been taken care of and that the people that are serving you that food, the restaurant owners, care about that food and what you are receiving in that restaurant. So we expect food to be safe, and we're super excited to have a restaurateur, Mr. Kevin Hearn, with us this evening. He's going to give us a little bit of a behind the scenes discussion on food safety. He's going to talk about how he's taking steps with his restaurant group to protect the food so that customers have an excellent experience. He has been in the restaurant industry for over 30 years. Kevin Hearn is the CEO of First Strike Management Group. Kevin, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Tamara. It's good to be here tonight.
So we're talking tonight food safety. This is D6 Labs Insider, and share with us how you have deployed D6 Labs technology to help with your food safety for your restaurants and equipment monitoring.
You know, every restaurant out there across the country is a problem that's in need of a solution. And, you know, we're fortunate that we live in an age where technology can help us run our businesses a lot better across many, many platforms. And food safety, if you're in a restaurant business, there's nothing more important than food safety. And when I had the opportunity back probably about a year and a half ago now to start talking to Premier Capital partners along with the D6 technology, and we started to test back, I think it was probably September of last year, and started rolling it out. Now we have it in 10 of our restaurants. It is amazing the comfort level you get in knowing and being assured that all your refrigeration is working, all your heated services are working, the hygiene, the hand washing is going like it's supposed to be, cooked product is at the right temperature and being recorded to the cloud, that food safety books are automatically updated daily. Just a lot of great things that you want to know, especially as a multi-unit restaurant owner.
So food safety starts, right, at kind of point zero. Tell us a little bit about what you do, how your restaurant deploys these techniques, this technology to keep food as safe as possible.
Yeah, so day one, the first time an employee is hired, we talk to them about food safety, proper hygiene, about washing hands, about the importance of checklists, how you open the restaurants, how you look at food, both the frozen product, the refrigerated product, the cooked product, how all of those three different checkpoints along the way, the heated product, how those all matter to the final outcome of the product, the taste, the things that go along with that. And so, we have sensors across all of our restaurants. We have anywhere from 18 to 22 sensors in our restaurant that monitor all of our refrigeration, our heated surfaces. We have sensors in our hand washing, our soap dispensers rather. So we've measured prior to us actually rolling out into actually we're doing today, 10-fold, 20-fold increase in hand washing just because of awareness. We're able to monitor that. So just a lot of comfort in knowing what's going on. We call it managing to the green because every one of our sensors shows up in the cloud on every restaurant. So we see all of our restaurants populated across the map. And what we're seeing is in each one of those dots that you're seeing on the screen is you're seeing inside that, you're seeing 18 to 22 sensors in there, and we're managing to the green. If any one of those sensors is out, then that dot becomes red. And so we're immediately figuring out what the problem is. Is it an equipment malfunction? Was it something that a door was simply left open? But it just gives us a sense of comfort knowing that we're immediately getting on it. We get immediate alerts. It's just a different level of managing food safety in a restaurant.
Well, and that really makes your quick reaction time immediate. And how important is that when the potential for what a foodborne illness outbreak can do to negatively impact your business? What happens if you have a problem with food safety to your restaurants?
We saw this actually happen about 25 years ago where it became very noticeable with one of the national chains had major problems, some deaths. And that really alerted the industry that we needed to do something that was more consistent across the country. And so there was a lot of work done with the National Science Foundation to get that taken care of. The National Food Safety Foundation was worked on that. And as we move through this whole generation, multi-generations now of iterations rather of food safety, what we're seeing today is the ability to capture this before it becomes a problem and becomes a brand damaging problem where you could even lose your brand completely. We have some brands right now in the industry that were, yesterday they were doing great, and then today they're in a really big way a problem. And in fact, it gets to a point where some brands have to even change their name to get away from the stigma of unhealthy food. And so it's nothing that, first of all, you don't want it as a consumer. You want to have that understanding and feeling that things are good going on in the restaurant. But as an owner, as a person who delivers food to thousands of customers and has been doing this for 30 years now, you just want to make sure you have a comfort level that you're doing the right thing out there.
Absolutely. Here we talk about food safety. Is there anything that you can say that is going to forever completely protect foodborne illness outbreaks?
No, but you have to do all the prevention you can. And, when you're managing restaurants that have, first of all, if you're multi-unit, you're not in there every day. There's always a chance that the owner is not in that restaurant every single day, every moment of the day, like he would be or she would be in a single restaurant location. But also, as you're looking at 24 hours and you're always managing to the weakest link, which is your newest manager or your person that may be upset that day. It may be really busy, maybe shorthanded, which is an ongoing problem in the restaurant industry. You want to have comfort that you have this solution fixed. And so when you do this, you're at least getting like temperatures monitored in real time. It's almost like an EKG. You can see what's happening in real time with temperatures being monitored. And so when you have a service issue come out, you can hand this history to your service person and say, here's what's happening in the defrost cycle. Or this is when it started going bad, or you can actually sense something going bad. And if you're in the restaurant business at all, we all know the old story that most things go and are broken on Friday night, and they really were broken Friday morning. And so you're able to see all these things happen. It just gives you a great sense of comfort that you're doing everything you can with today's technology to mitigate food safety issues.
I love the fact that you are so passionate about food safety. I wish every single one of your patrons could hear you talk about this. I think it is just so important. You have touched upon how the technology helps you during business hours. Well, what happens after hours, and how can the D6 Labs technology and food safety solution help your restaurant when nobody's there?
Well, in a lot of places across the country, we have storms. We either have ice storms if you're up north. We're entering the winter season. We're entering hurricane season. If you're out on the East Coast right now, we have bearing down at a Category 4. We have a lot of issues going on. And so, the product needs to be frozen or refrigerated 24/7. And we're getting this, constant monitoring going on. So if there's an issue getting ready to happen or is happening, we'll be able to know what that is, immediately call someone out, have them there at opening. So that we're prepared for this and not waiting until we get a surprise when we get to the restaurant. So we're doing this in real time. And it's just everything you can do possibly today with today's technology to mitigate food safety issues.
So what happens? I know you had mentioned staying green. What happens when you have a failure with a piece of equipment like a refrigerator?
Well, for all the folks out there watching that are in the restaurant business, you'll have a new person that'll accidentally unplug something. Turn the wrong switch off thinking they were doing the right thing. So the first call is always you call the restaurant if you're not already in the restaurant, because we have alerts set up for our managers of the shift, the restaurant manager, the supervisor, director of operations, and myself. And so we have a cascading responsibility of checking immediately if we have our shake machine sensors are on and the temperature is heating up, then we'll look to see if the level of product is at the right level. If we're seeing that a refrigerator is turned off, did it get accidentally pulled out to clean under and they pulled the plug out of the wall? And so those kind of things are immediately done. Unlike what might happen in otherwise, you might actually call a service person out and they just simply charge you $120 to plug something back up. So these are things that, people in the restaurant industry, it drives them crazy. And we eliminate a lot of these things. These are outside of just food safety issues. They're actually maintenance or repair issue. They're sales issue. If we have a shake machine that's showing high temperature and it's just a product issue, it's getting ready to shut down, and we're not going to be able to sell shakes or sundaes or ice cream for a period of time. And so there's a lot of things going on more than just food safety. There also moves over to personal hygiene, to maintenance repair, and to actually sales.
Right. And so that could also affect. So if you had some kind of a failure, or you didn't even know that there was a failure about to happen, that could impact inspection, couldn't it?
Yeah, we had something as simple as a shake machine heating up, and we're checking the product levels. And it was a wrapper for a sandwich had blown against the condenser fan on the back of the unit and was making it heat up. And so we just pulled it off, and everything was great. And so these kind of things, you do one of those, and you pay for all the costs for a month worth of service from the technology itself.
Now, do these food safety efforts that you're employing, do these affect kind of the food quality in any way?
Oh, sure. I mean, we do all the probing of all our finished product through an iPad type product technology from D6, and we probe it. It automatically gets recorded. We have proper temperatures for all of our poultry products, our pork products, for our beef products, and we probe all those, and they're actually automatically recorded and uploaded to the cloud. And along with all the continuous sensing of our refrigerators and freezers are all uploaded, and we get a daily snapshot of our food safety that goes into our food safety book that's ready for health departments to look at. It's ready for supervisors, director of operations. It's ready for any kind of inspection, whether it's the franchise brand people coming in to do their inspections, and it's properly recorded, and it's to the decimal points, not some fudge number.
That's really extraordinary. You have deployed this technology that helps reduce risk. I think that's a really important component to all this. Risk to your public and risk to your restaurant, right? And that risk could have catastrophic results, right? If you don't have such incredible technology that you are able to use. So I got to say thank you. I wish I lived in Tulsa. I would eat at your restaurants all the time, Kevin. Makes me, as a mom, right, and someone who travels on business, this is really an important component to all of this. I really appreciate your leadership in this area. I know the D6 Labs appreciates your leadership in this area of food safety as well. I want to just kind of open it up to you if there's anything else that maybe I haven't asked you that you could share with our viewers, share with other restaurateurs regarding the technology that you're using.
Yeah, you just mentioned something as simple as risk. When we're doing all of our liability packages, our insurance reissuances every year, if you will, part of that loss expectation is that you're going to have a foodborne illness. You have to build in the actuarials, but this gives you an opportunity, I think, some safety, some security, some comfort level to the insurance companies that you're doing everything it's possible to prevent those kind of outbreaks from happening, because they're very expensive. They're very time consuming to track down. And as I mentioned, they're very damaging to the cells and to the brand itself. I mean, you can have, if you're one of the national franchise brands, you could be in small town America on a Sunday evening at 9 o'clock and do something what seems like it's harmless that nobody will ever know if you're a new manager, and it could actually affect and damage the entire brand across the United States and around the world if you're a global brand. And it all happened because one person chose to circumvent or do something that wasn't right. And now you as a franchisee, as a restaurant owner, whether it's a multiple unit or whether it's a brand, it's a mom and pop brand or one of the 5-star restaurants, you have the luxury of knowing with this technology that that temperatures are being done correctly, that the hot is hot and the cold is cold, and that 24/7 is being monitored. And it's just wonderful to have that comfort.
Now, I would imagine, I want to just add one thing that I think is a really important caveat here to this is you're a restaurant owner. You've got to go between all of your restaurants. This technology must help your managers that are actually there on site at each one of those restaurants. They kind of could feel like almost like champions being able to catch that even before you're able to see a problem really manifest.
Yeah, one of the things that's important for me, I'm really a stickler on the returns, and we started looking at the actual time that these sensors are saving us on a daily basis, and it's between 8 to 10 hours a day of what it would take for an individual to go spot check temperatures.
Wow.
Get continuous monitoring. Again, through anywhere from 18 to 22 sensors based on the size of the restaurant and the amount of refrigeration you have. So just having that affordable opportunity to see these running in real time and knowing that every manager on shift is going to get that alert if it goes bad. You're not waiting for the uh-oh moment, which is when it goes down on a Friday evening and you're trying to find a service person, or a Saturday morning. You're going to have the comfort in knowing something is happening, because as we all know in the industry, things don't just stop. There's a gradual shutdown of the leak of the Freon, or a compressor starting to go bad, or something like that. So just being able to sense that from a maintenance repair, from a potential loss of sales, from an opportunity for the food quality to be back, run people off is just problematic. And so this technology is really helpful.
Well, Kevin, I'm so excited that you've given D6 Labs Insider such a fantastic sneak peek into kind of what goes on in terms of food safety prevention and what you are doing inside your restaurants in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I know that other owners, managers, and of course patrons like me are really appreciative of these types of efforts going on to make sure that we have the best food and the best service available. It's so important. It makes your business successful as well. D6 Labs takes food safety as seriously as you. I'm thrilled that you are using that technology. I hope that you will come back and talk with us again in the future I know that there's new things that are getting ready to be implemented in that, and I hope you'll be willing to come on and talk with us in the future.
Absolutely. We've got a lot of the various brands out there calling us, asking for tours, looking at technology. So it's exciting to see all of the folks that are looking for the opportunity. It's just simply through word of mouth, and now we've got the live event going on right now. Events upcoming, so we look forward to the opportunity to hear about the technology.
That is fantastic. So anybody that's watching, if you're interested in Digital 6 Labs, D6 Labs, food safety solutions or technology, you can always go to D6, letter D, 6labs.com, or contact D6 Labs authorized sale agents, Premier Capital Partners, and you can go to premier-capitalpartners.com. Thank you so much, Kevin. I wish you much success, and I can't wait to talk with you about future technology that you're going to be working with.
Thank you so much, Tamara. It's great talking to you tonight.